Next morning, outside the cafe, Ren slipped down the window of his car as Jungkook pocket herself the cozy little cafe. It was early and the street were still wet and quiet. In one hand, he carrying a tray of coffee, in the other an umbrella. He looked out the foggy glass window. He saw someone with big arm gesture. Jungkook smiled faintly. That has to be Jimin. Then he saw him standing behind the counter, messy hair, pink in hand, a familiar hoodies. Jungkook think, is that my hoodie? He stepped inside the well out of the door. Sweetly warm, fresh brand and a hint of scream greeted him. Jimmy thinking loudly, well, look what the dragon master Mr. Serious CEO himself they hung from the bed. Jimmy stopped telling he might melt. Jungkook rolled his eyes, thinking slightly as he stepped inside. Jungkook didn't know my hoodies become your cafe uniform. Taehyung looked down at her. This is definitely a live-in boyfriend situation, or he just changing a fisherman into his strawberries. Taehyung ignoring him. Taehyung, you look like you are about to fall into the next fall. He walked upon and offered one of the coffee. Jungkook had drink this thing reasonable but took a cup away. Then softly, you cancel meeting today. Jungkook calmly need some fresh air. Him teasing. Oh, you need to stare at me wearing your clothes. Jungkook allowed the smallest smile to appear on his lips. Jungkook maybe Jimin starting from the machine. You two are literally the sweet fake couple I've ever seen. Please just already. Taehyung turned to Jimin laughing. Taehyung can't trust lateness, Jimin. Jungkook looked at him quickly. Jungkook thinking, why do I suddenly not want to pretend anymore? Taehyung, just because you are tension, you're like a villain making a plan to destroy the world. From behind the corner, Jimmy burst into laughter. Jimmy, he is a villain, a hot one with emotional worth and zero breaking skill. Jungkook tried to ignore them but didn't move away when Taehyung stepped closer. Slowly, Taehyung reached from his hand and dragged them from over to Taehyung softly, gently like this. Their fingers touched the breast, but it was enough to make both of them still for a second. Jungkook was low like this. Taehyung barely whispered, yeah, like that. Silence, then Jimin shouting, if you two start acting romantic with the I'm quieting him, immediately stepping back in embarrassment. Jungkook signing and roll his eyes. You are too dramatic without a word. Taehyung picking up a handful of flour and gently tossed it at Jungkook's shirt. Jungkook declined. Oh, it's war now. Then you started it. Soon the kitchen was filled with laugh, flying flour, and playful elves. They didn't stop until their hair was white, their cheeks pink, and their hearts much lighter. They colored side by side on the cafe couch, both curling in the floor and happiness. Then smile was tired but real. His body relaxed against the cushion, chin clearly. From behind the counter, Jimmy shook his head, pretending to be annoyed but hiding a fond smile. Jimmy, these two fools are in love and they don't even realize it. He walked over and tossed a softer blanket at them and rolled his eyes. Jimmy smirking. Here, don't do anything. I wouldn't live stream, okay? With a final shake of his head, he left the cafe, the door closing softly behind him. Jungkook revealed the room felt calmer now. A warm afternoon cold Jungkook put it tighter around his body and curled up on the couch. Down to his chest, he looked peaceful. Safe Jungkook sat beside him, not too close, but close enough to feel the warmth. Yanning, you are still here? Jungkook, yeah, I cancelled my meeting today. I thought maybe we could spend some time. Taehoon looked at him with surprise eyes, then so he said with a little smile. Taehoon softly, you are weird. Jungkook reached over and gently rubbed Taehoon's hair. Jungkook, and you are loud. Taehoon didn't even fight it that time. He leans into the couch, eye reflecting thoughts. Evening still on couch. The movie played quietly in the background. Neither of them paid attention. Taehoon had slowly slid down and ended up on Jungkook. He didn't ask, he just moved and Jungkook let him. A few minutes passed, then Jungkook had moved on Jungkook. Taehoon's hair brushing thought it gently again and again. Taehoon whispering voice murmured, this feels too good to be fake. Jungkook didn't say anything, but he also didn't stop touching him. Jungkook POV. Jungkook thinking he didn't mean to come here. Honestly, this was all Yoongi idea. Yoongi come on, it's a cute little cafe. Might as well support your fiancé Jin while he is still smiling at you. Jungkook, he's not smiling at me. He's tolerating me. Yoongi ignored and into the car, saying things ritual. And now here Jungkook was sitting at the small table by the window in the cafe. He had a table open in front of him, pretending to read some work report, but his eyes kept drifting. Jungkook thinking he is walking down the table again. That plan, the fabric was tighter around nearby around Taehoon's slim waist. His sleeve was rolled up enough to show off those tones from Jungkook. Remembered exactly how they felt. His throat felt dry. The previous in front of him sat untouched. Yoongi sitting across from him didn't even lift his eyes from his phone. Yoongi, he's been in a better mood lately. Jungkook without looking at him. Yoongi smirking. I wonder why. Jungkook glares at him softly. Jungkook, Yoongi don't. Yoongi teasing, fine, fine, just saying. Then the door, wherever the cafe door rang, a cheerful sound should have been comforting. But the second Jungkook saw who it was, his whole body tensed. Jungkook thinking, no, not him. Walk with some confident step. He had at the gala, shoulders back, perfect posture, eyes that scanned the room like he owned it. Jungkook didn't miss the way eyes looked on Taehyung the second he stopped him, and that smile, the soft, fake, charming smile. Taehyung, the name came out too familiar, too soft. Jungkook looked quickly at Taehyung. Taehyung frozen in his place, and the cloth his hand stopped moving. He went white from how tight he held it. From a split second, his eye flickered towards Jungkook. Just one quick glance, but it was enough. Then Taehyung stayed his breath. Taehyung, what are you doing here? Jimin, who had been standing behind the counter, quickly stepped forward. Jimin firmly, I could take the order, shaking his hand, a soft voice. I'm not here for coffee. I wanted to talk. If you have a minute. Jungkook's hand curled into fist under the table. He stared at the untouched in front of him, trying to focus on anything but the sound of voice. Taehyung hesitated was low. Okay, just a minute. Yoongi leaned in across the table. Yoongi quickly want to leave. We don't have to stay for this. Jungkook didn't even cling. Jungkook coldly, no, I want to hear what he said. Jungkook think I need to hear it. Behind him, he could hear pull out a chair. Taehyung said to his body turned slightly away from Jungkook, but he didn't laugh. He didn't smile. That should have comforted Jungkook. It didn't because Lex was still here, too close, too calm, too familiar. Thank you, waiting, thinking Lex was had changed, still soft, still smooth, still fake. That the same gentle tone he used back then when he whispered, sweet promise that turned into quiet withdrawal. He said forever and gave him instant thinking. I should have agreed to talk to him, but there was still a strange pull in his chest, a heavier he didn't want. He had Jungkook now well soft up. Their engagement was fake, but that warmth, those hands on his back that night, nothing about that felt fake. Smile slightly. I just wanted to see you. Lex gazing softly. You look good. Taehyung nodding, forcing a polite smile. Thanks, I've been busy. Lex glancing around the cafe. I can see that this place suits you better than try to impress those high society people. Taehyung defensive. I was never trying to impress anyone. Lex leaning closer. You know that's not true. Tae across the counter. Jimin narrowed his eyes and leaned closer to Yoongi. Jimin quietly. These guys, they got same nerves. Yoongi, and that's the ex, huh? Jungkook still stood near the window, didn't move. His jaw was tightened. His eyes looked on the back of Taehyung's head. Jimmy, still watching Lex, used to hang back in collar and got close to him for his social contact. The moment he got what he needed, he bumped him. Jimmy lower, more serious. Taehyung cried for 2 weeks straight. Jungkook, you never seen him cry. He doesn't, but he had spicy ramen every night. That's his comfort food when he is hurt. Just saying. That hit Jungkook harder than he expected. Jungkook thinking he'd cry over that guy. And then Lex chuckled at something Taehyung said. That quiet laugh, it made Jungkook stood up instantly. Jungkook greeted his street to Yoongi. Let's go. Yoongi surprised. You sure? Jungkook coldly. I said let's go. They walked past the hung table. Lex looked up and smiled politely. Lex Jungkook, right, I've been heard so much about you, Jungkook. Calm but cool. I wish I could say the same. He didn't miss the way Taehyung's expression felt cluttered, like he didn't know whatever to follow or stay seated as they exit. Youngly glanced over Youngly softly. Jungkook, don't start assuming things. Jungkook softly, don't. Jungkook think bitterly. I was just rebound. His shoulder legs smelled like he still belongs, and I hated how much that scared me. Then period later that night, I'm thinking Jungkook was decent, not just tired, distant, cold. Not like when he was just focused on work. This felt different, careful, like Jungkook was trying not to break something. Holy Taehyung found himself in the kitchen, sleeve roll over washing of glass that already looked clean. Taehyung gently, are you mad at me? Jungkook without looking up, why would I be? Taehyung stepping closer because of legs. Jungkook finally turning to face him. Why would I care who you talk to? It's not like we are real, remember? Taehyung heard, don't do that. Jungkook confused, do what? Taehyung firmly used that as an excuse to hurt me. Silence fell between them. Thanks. Jungkook clenched his jaw. Jungkook, did you miss him? Taehyung shocked, what? Jungkook a little quieter. What he when he smiled at you, did it feel like something you missed? Taehyung stepped closer. Are you jealous? Jungkook looking away. No. Jungkook adding quickly, I just want to know if I am wasting my time. Taehyung heard his voice. I didn't even know you were giving me time. Jungkook looked at him for a second. Something real, pain, confusion, maybe even hope somehow in his eyes. Then it vanished again. Jungkook shouted, I am going to bed. He rushed past Taehyung, leaving him standing there within the warm kitchen, surrounded by silence and unspoken words. Taehyung thinking, how can someone feel so close and still feel so far away? Taehyung peered with the door cracked softly as Taehyung stepped into the dark bedroom of the mansion. Taehyung thinking, why does this bed feel so heavy tonight? Jungkook was ready in the bed, the back face Taehyung. His body was shifted under the thick blanket like he doesn't move at all. The soft hallway light reflected onto the floor but didn't dare touch Jungkook's side. That part of the room was warm in silence and he didn't say anything. He gently closed the door behind him. Click. It sounded louder than it should, like it had closed something more than just the door, like it sealed the distance between them. He stood thinking, do I even belong here tonight? Will he even want me close? But then move away. He slowly got into a careful not to disturb Jungkook. He kept a respectful space between them. Still Jungkook didn't move. He didn't even flinch. Maybe he could pretend that Jungkook was asleep, but Taehyung could feel the tension in the air. Awake, but silence avoided him. Taehyung lay on his back, staring at the ceiling. His breaths were slow. His finger caught into the soft sheet. The silence was loud. It stung more than shouting words had. Then softly, I was nothing when I made love. He didn't look at Jungkook, but he kept talking. The word came out like piece of himself. Then he came into a cafe with a broken guitar and a word grin. Ordered an espresso. Said I had cool hands. A soft bitter laugh escaped his lips. Taehyung. I thought he was strange. Jimin said he was good looking. Turned out we were both right. Jungkook didn't reply. Taehyung swallowed hard. We became close really fast. He liked my cooking and liked how he made me feel like I was enough. His voice trembled as he spoke, but when his career started growing, something changed. He took me to parties but didn't introduce me by name. I became my uh, with the security. I tried to believe it wasn't what it looked like. I wanted to think he still saved me, but slowly I became just part of the background, a soft decoration of his success. He blinked back tears, then quickly. I left him on his birthday. We had dinner planned, but instead I full folded his favorite hoodies, the one he always liked seeing me in, and left it on his pillow. He let out a breath that trembled his throat. The next morning he went online and vowed that he had grown off the lures. His voice cracked. I standing there. Apparently my heart didn't match this ambition. Still young, still quiet. Then voice softer breaking. I never told anyone all this before, not even Jimin. Not like this, still nothing. So then slowly moved closer. He gently rested his forehead against Jungkook's back. He didn't expect comfort, but indeed something, anything. Taehyung whispered, "You don't have to say anything, Jungkook. I just am starting to feel like I am the only one here." A single tear slid down his cheeks and disappeared into Jungkook's shirt. Still no answer. So Taehyung closed his eyes and gave up. But then, when the silence became too much to bear, Jungkook moved. Not fast, not loud, just slow and real. His hand shifted, then his arms reached back and wrapped around Taehyung's waist in one firm silence pull, not soft displayed. A clear message, don't leave me. He held Taehyung tighter on his chest, not word, no apology, just warmth. Taehyung gave softly, surprised by the closeness. His eyes opened, but Jungkook didn't let go. Instant, he pressed his face into Jungkook's shoulders, not just breathing. Taehyung think he's hurting too. He's just hiding it deeper, and as in the silence, the guilt, the quiet feeling neither of them had wanted. Taehyung didn't say anything more. He simply placed his hand over Jungkook, where it rested on his waist. Tears fast, silent, gentle, but this time they were not just from pain, they were from feeling sense. Jungkook grew later that night. He didn't know how long he stayed silent, maybe too long, but every word Taehyung said played in his head again and again. It cut into his heart like something sharp and slow. Jungkook thinking he still come to me after all this, still trusted me enough to tell the truth, and what had he done? Stay silent. He wanted to speak. He wanted to turn around and tell Taehyung that it was not like that. That like didn't matter. That he was not angry, just scared. That feeling like they were never part of his plan, but words were hard. And Jungkook had always been better and control than opening up, so he waited too long. Then he felt Taekook still against him, like he cried himself to sleep. Something inside Jungkook cried to move. He reached back, pulling him close, not to fix things, not to erase the pain, just to be there. Because if Taekook let go now, Jungkook wasn't sure what would he be left. His face into Taekook's shoulders and breathed in deeply like it was the only thing keeping him grounded. Jungkook thinking I'm not good with words, Taekook. But maybe this quiet, tight embarrass, maybe this is enough for now.